What's good, everybody? Hope you're all having an awesome day. Today we're going over some entitled parents. Let's get it. Pass my student right now. So after all this time reading these stories and saying to myself, this can't be real, it actually happened to me today. Please excuse any errors. I'm typing this on my phone on my lunch break. Background: I'm a high school culinary arts teacher. Rewind to Friday. The following exchange happens in my third hour class. Student EK: Miss, why are you giving me an F? Me: because you've turned in 3 out of 27 assignments? But miss, I got a game this weekend and now you made me ineligible. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe turn in some work? Can't I just go wash some dishes or something? No. Kid stomps off. This is a common exchange for a teacher during sports season. I thought nothing of it until this morning. I checked my email and saw the subject: concern about entitled kid's grade. The original email was nice enough. Why is entitled kid failing, etc. So I emailed back entitled parent with same response I gave entitled kid, and then stuff got real. I received a series of emails from entitled parent, basically, how dare you? Don't you know who he is? The basketball team needs him. Change his grade right now. I emailed back, no, I can set a meeting with coach and principal if you like. No, you're just the cooking teacher. Do as you're told. Change his grade now. It's not like he will ever need the stuff you teach anyway. Sorry, I'll help him after school with his work if you'd like, but I'm not changing his grade with no work. Listen, change his grade now or we will tell everyone you've been trying to sexually assault him. It was at this point that she must have realized her truly epic mistake. This was my school email, and all of them are archived and can be seen by the public with a simple request. Because before I could even reply to that one, I got this. And just so you know, my husband is a professional hacker for the government and these emails will all be gone in minutes. Change the grade or else. So I took a stack of newly printed emails down to my boss, like just a few minutes ago. Can't wait to see what happens next. As soon as I know something, I will update. And no, I don't really believe her husband is a government hacker. This is a military town, so I think she just hoped I would buy it. I brought the paper copies down so my boss wouldn't have to mess with logging into my email. Alright, let's check out the update to this story. Here we go. Update: pass my student right now. Okay, so I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. After school, I got the expected call from admin to come in for a meeting. Much of this meeting took place without me, but essentially they rounded up entitled kid and asked him, point blank, if I'd ever sexually assaulted or harassed him. Entitled kid said no, she'd never do anything like that. So then they showed him a copy of his mom's email and I guess he turned very pale. He said that after he got home and told his mom he couldn't play in the game, she told him not to worry and that she'd take care of it. Entitled kid was suspended for 2 days and can't play until all missing work is in. Now, as for entitled mom, they couldn't get a hold of her, so they called dad. Dad, not military, government, or hacker, is actually a mild-mannered accountant. Dad said that mom called him from the road and told him she was probably going to be arrested and not to tell anyone where she was. My principal relayed this info, all while trying very hard not to laugh. School resource officer asked if I wanted to press charges. I said no. End of story. Not very climactic, but oh well. I hope entitled kid gets his mom home soon. Hope dad gets her some mental health help. Edit: just to clarify, I think the mom, like most entitled parents, just lost her mind a bit when she realized things weren't going her way, and then after she couldn't take back the email, she panicked. Dad was actually really cool, and he has assured me that the mom will never be in touch with me in any way again. Yes, I'm giving the kid a break. After all, he had the opportunity to make my life a living hell and possibly cost me my job. But he didn't. So I told dad and principal that when he comes back, if he can pass both a written exam and a practical cooking exam with an 80%, then I will forgive the missing assignments. I don't know exactly why the kid got suspended, but this may have been the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. He's been in trouble many times before. You give my son a passing grade in cooking class or I will claim that you sexually assaulted him. Oh man. Entitled mom gets mad at me for denting her BMW even though she hit me with it. So this happened in the summer of last year and I was heading to the pool with some of my friends. In hindsight, it was sort of my fault here because I didn't look both ways. I only looked one way. As I was crossing the street to get to the pool, I hear a loud screech, then I felt a whole lot of pain in my side. I look up to see a white BMW in the street, and inside is your classic entitled mom. 4 infinity scarves, resting face, Karen haircut, the whole shebang. She gets out and says, "What the frick?" And she goes to assess the damage to her car. At this point, my friend had helped me up. I was having trouble walking and had a real bad headache, so I wasn't doing too good. She walks up to me and says, "Look what you did to my effing car." The car had a small dent in the hood. My friend at this point says, "You hit him with the effing car, and you're mad because there's a dent?" At this point, the cops were called. When the entitled mother discovered the cops were called, she ran off. We didn't find her. Injuries weren't too bad. Fractured wrist and a broken thumb. A fractured wrist and a broken thumb? That sounds pretty bad. It's too bad no one noticed the license plate number. Entitled parent and child trespass to steal my dogs. So this is my first post here. I've been working for a while to get karma, and now I finally have it. I can post the story. Few notes before we begin. This entitled mom has been an issue around the neighborhood for driving too fast, driving like an asshole, and pestering people. This is not her first time. So I run a dog sitting business. I make $5 a day, and some regular customers of mine have 2 dogs that I watch around once a month. They are outside kennel dogs, but if the weather is cold, they are allowed inside. I left the dogs outside one nice morning to return home for a few hours, and when I drive up to the house, there's an unfamiliar car in the driveway. I walked around to the back of the house, and here we meet our cast. EM, entitled mother. EK, entitled kid. Me, the mollusk enthusiast. Who else? NN, nice neighbor. Me, what are you doing here? Entitled mom. We saw these dogs sitting outside and wanted to play with them. Who the frick are you? I'm the dog sitter. You do know you're trespassing on private property. Liar, you're just saying that so you can get these poor dogs away from us. They're our dogs, and we came to take them from the dog nappers who took them from us. Mommy, I want a doggy now. I have a key to the house, and I've been paid to make sure these dogs are fed, given water, and don't go missing. Show me the key. It's on this lanyard around my neck. Give me the lanyard. No, it's mine, and the key is not yours. Now get off the property before I call 911. The nice neighbor has heard this and comes walking over. Good afternoon, my name. What are these people doing here? Trying to steal clients' names' dogs. But they're mine. My puppy. And here I have to note that these are full-size dogs, around 10 years of age. No way are they puppies. These dogs were taken from us last week as puppies, and we want them back. No, they're clients' names' dogs. Now leave. Pulls out phone to call 911. Nice neighbor. I don't know why you two are on the property, but my name is being paid to see to the fact that these dogs are taken care of, and you need to leave now. They go back and forth for a few minutes as the entitled kid pulls the dog's tails, and I tell him not to in between talking to the police dispatcher. How dare you encourage dog napping? These are my dogs. Now hand them over. Perfect timing as the police drive up right as she says this. I explain my side of the story, show them my business card from my car, the key, the information the owners left for me. Neighbor says that the dogs have been living at the house for 10 years since they were puppies. The entitled mom tells the complete opposite story. Fortunately, there is more evidence on my side of the story, and the mother and child are taken away for attempted robbery. I haven't heard anything back from the police, but the dog's owner, neighbor, and I all had a pretty good laugh about the story. Like, did she really think those were her dogs? They were puppies last week and now they're full-grown dogs? Okay. Okay, Karen. We get it. Your name is Karen. We get it. Okay? We get it. Karen needs my $870 drone to entertain her child, and entitled kid almost kills himself on purpose. First time posting here. This is going to get absolutely wild. Let's just get it on, shall we? Usual cast. Karen, Timmy, EK, and me. Now, I was out in the forest a lovely afternoon some time ago. I practice flying my drone in this area because there's usually quite few people around, plus avoiding people doing what I'm about to tell you. My drone had just left my line of sight when Karen and little Timmy appears on a nearby trail. I noticed them, but don't think much about it as I need to keep focus. I had set up a temporary camp to spread out my equipment while I was practicing. I suppose they noticed some very expensive items there, so they both headed my way. Conversation goes like this. Karen, that's a nice toy you got there. Can you return it so Timmy can play with it? In my head, did this bee really just call this a toy? I know exactly where this is heading. Me, hello Karen. I appreciate your interest, but this is really expensive equipment and I can't let anyone fly it. Sorry. Oh, it won't take long. I promise. Mom, can I bring it home? Of course you can, baby. My boy has been getting good grades lately, so this is the perfect moment to reward him. I hear all this commotion stirring up right next to me, and I get a lump in my stomach because of the subreddit. I need to keep my cool and somehow play along because these morons are literally standing next to all my now spread out stuff. All this the same time I'm returning the drone, as I now just want to pack my things and leave. Me, look here lady, the drone is going to land on the blanket here. You need to step back. Something important to know about the Mavic is that once you're flying low enough, you lose control and it lands automatically. I kid you not, Entitled Kid tries to grab the drone while it's doing its thing. Me, effing stand back, I told you. I sprint and shove the child back, him almost falling on top of my stuff. Karen, what do you think you're doing? You're stopping my child from playing with your drone. He could literally have sliced his throat open. What kind of mother are you to encourage this behavior in your child? It's not dangerous. Toys can't be dangerous. You should just give it to me for all the trouble you have caused my son, and don't question my parenting. That is absolutely not going to happen. I'm going to ask you to leave, but I will record you in case you try anything. At this point, the kid goes for the carrying case. I stop him in time and Karen gets somewhat physical. Me, back the F up, right effing now, or I will call the police. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see part 2 because this is very time consuming. It gets a little crazier towards the end. Ah, you can't just leave us on that cliffhanger. Hopefully she smashed the drone into bits and ended up getting arrested by the police. That's going to be a salty theory on this one, I guess. Literally all the comments. I want the second half. Post part 2. Where's the second half? I want part 2. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed this one on Entitled Parents. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you like that smash button. Peace.